Today is Sunday, January 12th, and this is another update on my progress beating the S&P 500 along with Bill Ackman's Pershing holdings. I do make these videos every Sunday and Tuesday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and let's get into it. This past Wednesday, I did decide to increase my Microsoft position by 25%. I also increased PayPal and Costco both by 20% apiece. I then also increased my Meta position by 15%. The market saw some declines that day, and I had yet to add anything to these positions, so I used it as a good opportunity to do so. That same day, I also decided to open up a new position in Palantir, which I invested 3% of my portfolio into. I decided not to include it in my original positions when I started my portfolio this year, because I thought that there was a sizable chance that it could see some downward pressure to start the year. And when I purchased this on Wednesday, it was currently down 11% on the year. So I believe that it was worth taking the 3% risk to start the position now, and then wait for it to rebound or dollar cost average more into it if it continues to fall. The market saw additional losses on Friday, so I decided to increase all of my positions by 5%. These are going to be all 12 of my current positions. Right now, my top 5 are Meta, Nvidia, Microsoft, Costco, and PayPal, and those are going to make up 46.24% of my portfolio. Right now, I have 73.76% of my portfolio invested, which means I have 26.24 sitting in cash. This is what the SPY chart's going to look like right now. On Friday, the SPY price closed below this black support level. I talked about in the last update how the last 3 times that has happened, the SPY price was able to bounce off of it, but each time it was slightly smaller. If the current trend continues, it looks like the SPY price is going to continue trading downward within these 2 black lines. Another thing to consider as well is Jerome Powell's next Fed speech, which is going to be Wednesday, January 29th. With the December jobs report that came out on Friday, it's very clear that the economy is doing too well in order for Jerome Powell to cut the interest rates. So I don't really see anything that's going to make the markets change their course before Jerome Powell's Fed speech. It's already expected that there's only going to be 2 rate cuts this year. Being the first meeting in January, I don't think he's going to say anything outrageous like we're going to go from 2 cuts to 0 cuts. So by going with what I think is going to happen, which is that the markets are going to continue to move lower heading into Jerome Powell's Fed speech, to me it seems most likely that the SPY price is ultimately going to try to touch the top of this red support level, and the second one's not that far below it. And because of all of that, I'm going to save the just above 26% of my portfolio that's still sitting in cash, just in case the SPY price ultimately enters this area. What I would be looking to do is increase all of my positions by 5% once it reaches the first support level, and an additional 5% once it reaches the second one. Since Wednesday, Pershing saw a decline of 0.39%, my portfolio saw a loss of 1.39%, and the S&P 500 had a loss of 1.4%, which brings us year to date. Pershing is at a gain of 0.8%. My portfolio is at a loss of 0.54, and the S&P 500 is at a loss of 1.29. That's going to do it for today. I do make these videos every Sunday and Tuesday, so if you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you on Tuesday.